Welcome to ICD's World Forum on Democracy. Today we have with us His Excellency Ambassador of Bangladesh to Germany, Ambassador Bhuiyan. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
We have very few short questions for you and we expect very concise replies. So the first question that I have in mind, you talked about climate change.
Yes.
Now climate change, I know that Bangladesh also has a lot of climate emergencies that are emerging nowadays. There are flash floods, there is the Sundarban, that is the natural habitat for many animals that is endangered. So, and also on the other hand, Bangladesh also has to tackle its economic growth. So it is a developing country, so it has a lot of production going on. So how do you think the Bangladesh government is planning to balance this development along with environment issues? How do you think?
Thank you very much. It's very important for Bangladesh because from old days we have been suffering from climate change issues like cyclone, flood, and other natural calamities. But nowadays, since the forecasting situation have improved worldwide, and we are also technically sufficiently sound, the government keeps the people alert when there is any cyclone or something comes. So people take shelters in cyclone shelters, flood centers. So the casualty, death casualty is very minimum in our country. Recently, last year, there was a flash flood in Düsseldorf, Germany, and where about 200 people died. But in our country, you see, there are very big effect of flood, cyclone, etc. But casualty is very minimal because adaptation is very good in our country, and also in terms of mitigation. So, since we are a climate vulnerable country, a good amount of resources the government has to keep aside for this. And I have mentioned in my lecture that we are responsible for only 0.47% of carbon emission. In many countries, 5-6% carbon emission is there. Our sufferings due to climate change is much more than others, and we should get support from climate change fund. Of course, we get some, but that is not very sufficient. It is our government and the people who is taking care of this, and our government as well as the people are taking steps for community afforestation. And in Sundarban areas, we have also some projects from our forest department, so that the natural and situation is kept within our range, within the limit, not decaying too much. And also flood. So for example, recently our country experienced tremendous flood which came from Assam and those areas. The water due to heavy rain. The flood was also in India, in those parts, and also in our Sylhet area. And death casualty is very minimum, but suffering was there, and crop failure, crop damage was too much. Even then, because our government is giving much emphasis on agricultural development and agricultural production, we have more or less self-sufficiency in food items. the items like onion, then lentils, dal, then other spices we buy from India. And sometimes if India is in crisis, we are also in crisis. So we maintain very good business relationships for these essential products with India. Yes. So climate change is there, but we are very active. Our district administration is also very much concerned. Our Ministry of Disaster Management is also have guidelines, have funds. All on a sudden, if something takes place, they go there.
Are there any efforts being made on sustainable energy sources like solar energy or wind energy?
The concept of renewable energy has been getting popularized in Bangladesh, and we have the target of having 30% of our total energy from out of renewable energy by 2030. But still we are lacking. At present it is less than 5% from renewable energy. But efforts are there. For example, in solar home system, Bangladesh is pioneer in the Asian countries. One of our enterprises, it's a government-owned enterprise, financial institution. It called Infrastructure Development Company. It has been established with World Bank, Asian Development, and JICA financing. Also, KFW is financing. So GIZ is working with it, and they are reaching to the areas where there is no electricity generation. So they are establishing solar home system in the houses. So at present, the number of solar home units are more than 6 million. It's increasing day by day. But wind energy is not getting momentum because our we don't have continuous wind. Sometimes there is no wind, so it will not work. So and it is very costly. So we have not yet started, but our government and the private entrepreneurs are trying to have joint ventures with Germany and some other European countries to set up this type of energy facilities.
That's very interesting to know. We have our colleague Tauhiduddin Abir who would like to ask a few questions too.
Yeah, nice to meet you. First of all, I'm from Bangladesh. So my first question is like our main income source. Like we are really proud of the garments industry. Like they are doing really good. But for me, like we shouldn't, dependent on one industry. And Bangladesh is growing economy and it's become very digitalization. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has done a really good job on that. Like I would say that Bangladesh is more digitalized than Germany, to be honest.
Yes.
In many ways. And Germany is getting digitalization right now. So I see a huge opportunity for Bangladeshi youngsters to IT outsourcing, not only apparel outsourcing, not only garments industry. And lots of people are working as a freelancer, and our Prime Minister said that we are gonna give them license as a freelancer as well. So how do you see this opportunity with Germany? That how can we use this opportunity?
Actually, you are correct that at present our main export is ready-made garments. It constitutes about 81% of our export earnings. But we are emphasizing other commodities to grow. For example, leather industry will grow very fast once our leather tannery estate in Shabar can, manage the CETP, Central Effluent Treatment Plant. If we can do it well and hygienic environment is there, we will get certification from the US based leather working group.
Okay.
So in that case, export will grow more and more. Say for example, this shoe is made in Bangladesh and it is supplied in Germany. The Picard here, a very number one brand here, Picard, leather products, money bag,
Yes, yes.
ladies bag, and other items.
Even every time I go to any super shop, I see made in Bangladesh
In
T-shirt.
Picard products, 60% of the Picard products are made in Bangladesh. They are supplied. So the quality is not a problem. The problem is the environment, and if once we get the environment, our export of leather and leather goods will be threefold and fourfold, no doubt. And gradually we are trying to diversify our products. For example, our fish and shrimp production is very high worldwide. And as ambassador, I am trying to popularize agro products in Germany. That's why I am looking for certification laboratories from Germany to establish in Bangladesh.
Nice.
And then their certification will have no objection to supply
can just export.
agricultural products here. So these are the things. So our agro products will be our another export item. We have some export items like handicrafts and many other products. Jute products are also there because substitute of plastic is jute. So gradually we can diversify our export. You see, this year our export earning has crossed 50 billion US dollar. I mean, total export earning is 52 billion and 8 billion is we have earned as service remunerations. So 60 billion is our total goods and service exports. And the government has made target of 69 billion next year, for next year. And if things goes well, then it will be possible. Because of because of the war, the demand of commodities.
It's
has fallen.
affecting everything. Right?
Everything right now. And I heard recently that from Germany and other European countries, the Bangladeshi exporters are getting a bit less order of products. So if situation improves, we will be able to export more. And you see, the strength of our economy now is our population.
Yes, yes.
Because we are a huge consumer. So whatever is produced in the country,
It's also getting
consumed and sold.
And our economy is bigger, so our purchasing power is more now.
And most of the people in our childhood, we used to see that one people earning, 5 people are dependent on him. But now everybody is earning. fathers, sons, etc. Nobody likes to be idle. So, and they are earning, our people's propensity to consume is very high. Even if they don't have money, they borrow to spend. So,
And even government gives a lot of startup loans.
yes.
So we have touched on the climate aspect. We have touched on the economic aspect. There is one more aspect which might be a little sensitive, but it is, I think, important. You touched on it actually in your talk. It was the human rights. We know that there is a huge influx of migrants, the Rohingya Muslims coming from Myanmar. But there was also international controversy when a few media houses reported about the mistreatment of the refugees in Bangladesh, or rather, the government was not able to cater to those refugees in a better way. So, what are your thoughts about it? What is the government? What is the government's position on this?
Actually, this is not true because the crisis started back in 2002 when they were driven from Rohingya, Rakhine province. And during that time, about 500,000 refugees came, and most of them stayed. They were not allowed to go there. After that, in 2017, so when so huge number, they had to be concentrated in the camps. So recently, starting from maybe 2 years back, government has made one place for shifting the refugees to a very good place. Our government has spent a lot of money to build their houses, schools, religious centers, then ponds for fishing, cattle breeding facilities, agricultural facilities, so that they can earn their own livelihood. So people are going there and they are staying happily. But the government has the intention to shift there 200,000. The number has not yet been 200,000 because of some propaganda. But whoever goes there, international organizations or the diplomats, they are happy with the situation. And I remember the ambassador of Germany to Dhaka, former ambassador, not this ambassador, visited, and again he took other European ambassadors there to show them that the government has built very good facilities. So they are treated well. Sometimes, let me clarify this, sometimes from the camps, the Rohingya people goes outside. They destroys the environment. Say for example, they cut hills, mountains, and sell the soil. They cut trees and take away. And sometimes they quarrel with our people. In that case, we are in some trouble. We have to drive them to their shelters. And
as a part of rehabilitation, are you also thinking to offer some of them citizenship of Bangladesh, like the ones who came in 2002, not the current?
No, not. We are not giving citizenship to them. Actually, the citizenship was only given in Pakistani days. After the 1965 war, many Biharis came, and ultimately they were given citizenship by Pakistan. But the people coming from Rakhine province, Bangladesh is not given citizenship. But you are correct in partially that sometimes they migrate to other districts, get married, or try to buy some land and stay there. And because of vote or political reasons, they have been, given citizenship. This is not the official version. This is totally, in disguise, they are taking some shelters. Because we are already a overpopulated country. How can we?
No, I understand. But I would like to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency Ambassador Bhuiyan for his patient answers on every topic that we asked. And thank you for being with us. And we look forward to having you more and more with us
Thank you.
in all of our events. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You are most welcome. And this is my first visit in this institution, in this academy. And hopefully, if
I'm sure it won't
my
be the last
schedule-
one.
My
Yeah, sure.
schedule permits, I will come again, and our high dignitaries, I will also keep their schedule here.
Definitely.
The
Definitely.
CEO or director
Okay.
proposed me that
Mark.
I should keep provisions of my ministers and other high dignitaries who comes to visit this institution.
We look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank